Hi and welcome to At My Easel. For my, it's been a while since I popped something on up on YouTube for At My Easel. This is always unedited, basically because I don't know how to do the editing and that takes too much of my time. But what I wanted to talk about is goal setting. So using our spiritual ability and our own humanness to set our goals for ourselves. So one thing I do is I break it down into three segments. So I break it down to daily, monthly, and yearly. And usually around September, I will plan all of my goals for the next year. So I've actually made some notes here for myself. This is in a PDF, and I will put this PDF up so people can read through about goal setting. So goal setting for the year, you would overall look at the whole year and what you would like to achieve. So my year this year in 2023 was to learn tarot. To start with, I didn't know any teachers that were actually teaching tarot. And so that was my first goal, was just to meet people who read tarot and possibly hope I find someone that I gel with that I can learn from. And so then I go about booking myself in and making sure I've got the funds to pay for the course and the time and effort that I'm going to put aside for that. So this was my last year's channeling, and I have just finished the Sacred Space with Abigail and her tarot course, and I have just finished the beginner's course. And I got lots of information. It comes with a free deck. This is the Rider-Waite deck. So I had made a start. So that was part of it. So just looking at my morning, my notes here. And so let's just start off talking about daily channeling and goal setting. So what we can do is each morning we choose to, when we get up and our usual morning routine, add something in there. So what I had been adding was in my morning routine, because I'm learning tarot, I added in pulling 3 tarot cards for myself each morning and then reading them with the information I got from my teacher, Abigail. And that's what I did each morning. So that's just easy peasy with your cup of coffee. You've got your tarot. I had my tarot cards next to me, and I just flipped a few cards while I was having my morning coffee. Now, if I've missed my morning cards, I would make an effort in the afternoon to remember that I hadn't done that day, and I will maybe channel it in the afternoon. So what do we do each day? It was just each day is just about focusing on what our outcomes are and what we would like to achieve. So you can write down a list. You can keep a diary. You can journal. If just a goal for the year is starting a journal, just each morning and each day, setting aside a little bit of time just to add something in your journal. And it doesn't have to be screeds and screeds of stuff. It could be just a little note to self saying, I didn't get time to channel my messages today, so I've just popped it in my notebook in my journal that I missed today, and I was overwhelmed and real busy today. And, it doesn't have to be something massive. And channeling and goal setting, it doesn't have to be like my goal was learning tarot. Your goal could be something emotional, could be something physical. You could be hoping each year that you want to be a bit fitter. So each day I will try and fit in a 15-minute walk. You think about your timing during the day and how long things take you during the day, and you're going to fit that in somewhere in your day. So if we're looking holistically overall for the whole year, I'm going to go through each month of the calendar, and I'm going to jot down in each month the calendar. And what I do is I use my cell phone's calendar, and I'll just jot in and type in what I want for the day. And that's what I do. So it's like a ritual, right? So this is how we can change our goal setting into not achieving to achieving, just by little increments each day. Because if we think about the big picture all day, every day for the whole year, then we're just going to get overwhelmed, and then we'll probably, not achieve what we wanted, because we've set our standard like too high for ourselves. So think about how much you would like to achieve, and don't be too hard on yourself if you haven't achieved that in that day and space. So what I would like to talk about now is the daily practice through channeled morning routines. So I have cards, I have pendulums. I just recently was given this deck here, and this is a positive affirmations deck. So I love that. I've got Louise Hay, How to Heal Your Life. I love that book. And this is a book I don't just read through. I just open a page and go for it. The page I opened has got many ways to change. So we can change our minds at any time, and that's okay. And we can change the way we think about planning our goals. And so I also got a healing pendulum book. What else have I got? I've got Dreams. I love this book. Interpret our dreams if you had a dream like before. And Pocket Positives. This is one book that I've always really loved. Pocket Positives, ideas. And ideas. And this is just about how channeling. I channel my ideas into my goals. So my idea was learning tarot, of course. So let me just have a look where I'm at on my notes. Channeling. Small amounts often. So that's what I was just talking about, is just a little bits often. Because if we set our goal too large for ourselves, then we're setting ourselves up to knocking ourselves back. So you want to just channel little bits often for it into your daily routine. So monthly, you're going to look at the end of the month and have a look at what have I achieved this month. Have I achieved my daily goal of practicing my cards? Have I done that? And if your answer is yes, well, that's great. And if I'm able to fit that in, what else can I achieve today? Maybe with just channeling my cards for the morning, maybe I might like to invite somebody else to help me practice my cards. So I'll set up something. What I did, I set up on my private business page for my followers to place their name down, and I would channel a message through the tarot cards. And it was really helpful, and they helped me learn my cards. So also, this is about also writing it down. So if you are thinking about what I'm going to do, you can write it down. I'm writing it down and putting it on the fridge, and I'll just pan around. See, the fridge is rather busy. My fridge space is rather busy. So my fridge space is about channeling love from my family. So my children's photos are on there. So I'm always sending them out love and protection. So yeah, writing stuff down, placing it on the fridge, not necessarily, you don't have to just stick it on the fridge because I said so, but if you've got a space that you like to visually see what you're doing, to remind yourself of your goals and what you're achieving and what you would like to achieve in a short space of time or a long space of time. Because of course we're planning our year. We're planning a year of work and what we'd like to achieve. So this could be an emotional achievement. You might be thinking, I'm always feeling down. I'm not very positive. I need more positive stuff in my life. So then I like the pocket. Go back to Pocket Positives, right? And positive affirmation cards. So if that is your space and where you're at in your life, where you feel you're overwhelmed, everything's too much, and you would like to, your goal would be to actually feel more flowing in your life, well, then you can still use this method of daily, monthly, yearly. So by the end of the year, you can look back on your achievements and give yourself a pat on the back that you've actually achieved quite a bit in your year. Look at me, I started the At My Easel on YouTube, and I haven't done this a lot, but I have made time every now and then to make a wee video like this, unedited because I don't know how. And visually do it. You might have a whiteboard. Whiteboards are really great because, you can write that achievement down, and it could be just achievement to enroll your kids in something new as well. So when we are actually channeling in goal setting, and when we're openly showing our children at home that I'm setting goals for myself, that gives them a great tool in their life as well to learn the same thing, and they will just learn it naturally because they're watching you do the same thing. So what I do, just looking at my notes here, is at the end of the evening. So every day at the end of the evening, I'll have a little sit down with a cup of coffee, or maybe it's a bourbon, And my husband and I will sit down and we'll have a bit of a chat over what we achieved that day and what we want to achieve the next day, and what's on our list of to-do list for that day. And we sit down together and we work it out together as a couple. We also plan our maybe a dinner out, a weekend away together to make time for each other as a couple. So we do that as well. Also, you might want to plan some alone time for yourself, because it's okay to spend some alone time with yourself as well. So anything that you feel like you haven't completed that day, at the end of your day, you're wanting to just carry it over to the end, over into the next day. Just write it down for the next day. It's okay to, that's not procrastinating. That's just still planning ahead, because I didn't achieve this today, but I'm definitely going to make sure that what I missed out on today, I'm going to pass it over to the next day. That is just progress and keeping things rolling, keeping the ball rolling, you know. So you can also spiritually let your guides and channel your spiritual family as well to say, help me out with this, show me a sign. Is there something else I need to know? And if you sit in a quiet space with yourself and the thoughts come to mind, then that is just spiritually connecting with your spirit guides and those spiritual beings that are there for you. You know, archangels, family members that are in spirit. You know, I often touch base with my nan and how am I doing, nan? You know, and I'll get a sign from her. I used to do. She always connects with me. So monthly and yearly, what are we going to do? So monthly, we're going to look over the whole month, and I recommend that you choose one date out of the month that you put in your calendar on your phone and set yourself a reminder. And so you've got a pop-up to say, hey, have you done this today? And whatever your goal was, and put notes in there as well for yourself that pop up to saying, keep going, you're doing a great job, you know. And you can use your these types of oracle cards, Louise Hay's How to Heal Your Life. It might just be a little note to say, hey, go pick up Louise's book, How to Heal Your Life, and read a page for yourself. And just turn to any page and see what comes up. You'll probably be quite amazed, because what you were thinking will probably come up, because it's amazing how that book actually works. It's just amazing. So it works for me. So breaking down each idea monthly and yearly. So you would plan your whole year. So in September, I'm going to look at my whole calendar, and I know I've got projects on the go. So I'm going to make sure that they're penciled in to make sure I'm organized for next year. And also, like, let's just saying I'm organising Soul Station, I want to make sure I've touched base with all my practitioners for next year, see who's on board, making sure that all my ideas for Soul Station are in place and that it's working for me and the community, because Soul Station is for the community. So let's see, for overall life goals, set firmly in learning something new every year of your life. So learning something new every year of your life is so healthy for us. It's so important. And I can't stipulate this enough. We are on a life living journey, and we are always learning daily. If it's not learning to cope with our surroundings, it's learning to, maybe we're starting a new job, where I was learning tarot this year. So we're putting all that into play, and we're working on it constantly. So don't feel like you're on the back foot. Remember, we're doing little bits often. And so when we look over our whole year, we're going to be penciling in those little bits often in each month. So that's how you do each month. And then each day in your calendar, you would have popped in what you're doing that day, and you'll get a reminder in the morning. So that sets your intentions for the day. And those are channeled messages that you've already done at the start of the year, which I do in September, because that's my planning for the next year. So don't focus on any inabilities that you think you may have. Don't focus on those. You're going to focus on what you know, what you like, and what you know you like doing. We're not going to be focusing on things that, I'm not very good at this, so I'm not going to do it. You know, that's not a goal. That's just negative self-talk, and we don't want that in your goal setting. So don't put anything in your goal setting for yourself that's negative. This is uplifting stuff for yourself that you want to pop up, that's going to help you on your journey daily, monthly, and yearly. So you can just do those little notes for yourself in your notebook on your cell phones. All cell phones have a daily diary. And even if it is just a little segment from a card that you've written in there to give yourself a little boost for the day, you can know that you always get up, say, at 8 o'clock. And then by 9 o'clock, you get your pop-up on your phone that says, have a nice day. And this is a note to self. Have a nice day. And not necessarily have a nice day, but anything that you would like to pop in there for yourself, pop it in there for yourself. So we wouldn't want to restrict any time frames around healing. So if your goals are around healing, let's say you've recently you've got a injury. Let's say you've hurt your leg and you're finding it harder to get around. You used to go for a walk every day, but now you're finding that the walk that you used to go on, you cannot do because you have an injury. So your goal is around your healing journey. So you're going to take short steps and little steps often to help you get back on track and physically get back to the abled self you were. So if there is a permanent injury, you're going to be setting your goals around dealing with and learning how to cope with a new injury that has changed the focus of your life. So we talk about focusing on the positive side of it, and yes, the negative side is it. Maybe I can't do this anymore, and we're learning. We're learning to cope. So that is a goal set. I'm learning to cope with this new ability that I have. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. What else did I write in my notes? Don't restrict your time frames. Don't focus on inabilities that you think you may have. There's no can't here. So, for example, you may have health issues, like I said. So you might be feeling that's holding you back. Where there is a will, there is a way, and you got this. You can do this. Okay, send yourself a voice message to pop up. And that's what I was just talking about. Get those voice messages going on your phone and give yourself a little perk up. Don't wait for somebody else to uplift you and tell you you're doing a great job. Do that for yourself and pop it in there for yourself. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, is that goal setting. It's a daily practice, monthly practice, yearly practice. Like I said, in September, I practiced my goal setting for the whole year. So this September for 2024, I have 4 different projects on the go, and I am focusing on continuing them. And it's not about, this isn't a completed, I've got completed goals I'm going to complete, like tarot. And there's ongoing goals of maintaining a positive focus, positive mindset for myself, and sharing my knowledge with others, like I am here at my easel. Right. Oh, did I talk about turning the dreams? Oh, yeah, no, I like this dream book. I interpret my own dreams. And because sometimes in our dreams, information comes forward. And you can chuck that in your diary for yourself as well. You can have a video diary. You can have a written diary. You can journal. There's lots of ways that you can actually set yourself up for great goal channeling and achieving what you really want to do with your life. And if you might have a 4-year plan. You might have a 4-year plan. You might have a 5-year plan. I go by year, month, daily. And each one carries over into the next day. So that's the continuum. It's a continuous path of learning for me. And I set my goals with ease and my intent. And for my achievements, I like to... I know I can achieve them, and if I feel like I have not achieved something, then I will review where I'm at with those goals and redirect what I want to do. So I might reset the date and push it out a little bit, and that's not procrastinating, that's being organized. Okay, so this is all about being organized and channeling your goals and your settings and stuff like that. Okay, so if you have any questions about goal setting and any blocks you have, just comment down below and I will touch base with you and we'll have a bit of a chat on how we can help you achieve those goals in your life. And quite often we hold ourselves back because there's the fear of failure. So don't have a fear of, take that fear of failure and work it to your advantage. It could be one of your goals that this year I'm going to choose to not be afraid of failing. I'm going to fail anyway and chalk it up to experience, and it's going to help me in my overall goals for the year, because I can see that I'm not perfect and nobody's perfect. And when it comes to setting goals, we can always set our own goals. And when we do this and we stick to them, it really helps us in our life. So, hey, I'm Sharon Connolly, spiritual artist and medium. I am a multimodality medium and a motivational therapist, spiritual artist, and Reiki master. So, if you'd like to see me in person, I am at the Soul Station on the 8th of every month at the Papamoa Community Centre in Tauranga, New Zealand. If you're around the world, touch base and say hello and say where you're from. And if you do have any questions, feel free to just pop down in the comments, and I'll happily answer them. And thank you for taking the time to watch my wee video today. Thank you so much for your time.